Hi, my name is Kelly Mazza and I graduated from Spring Hill in the class of 2012. Since graduating, I've had the opportunity to work on the feature film Oculus, starring Karen Gilligan and James Lavery, better known as the woman from Doctor Who and the guy from One Tree Hill. Currently, I'm working with Evolution Marketing. This would have been much better had there been some B-roll and you didn't have to awkwardly stare at me. For those of you who don't know what B-roll is, it's the video that's often accompanied with the person speaking. And it makes things more interesting in general. For instance, if I replayed this intro, instead of you looking at me for a minute, I would instead insert video clips maybe from Oculus, maybe of me going to work, maybe working in an office. But to give you a better example, I'm going to show you a little clip.
And you're like, you look forward to that day at the end of the year because if you get scored by the seniors, that kind of means like, oh, the seniors wanted to wed me, that means they must have liked me or something. And then you sort of look forward to that day all throughout high school, and for the kids who are here all throughout middle school.
When shooting any video, there are a few things you need to be aware of. First off, composition. The composition of your shot can change the course of what you're trying to portray. For instance, if you are having a serious moment on screen and you set up the shot, but there's a tree or a power line in the background going right through your actor's head, then the seriousness of that shot will be ruined by the distraction of such object. One way to avoid this is by checking your location out before shooting. But in journalism, that is not always a possibility, especially when you just run into a story. In those cases, it is best to try and set up a shot that will hide the distractions. Varieties of shots help too. Close-ups are good for strong emotions. Specifically, medium shots are good for general interviews. Long shots are good for showing all the details, giving a look at the whole picture. Another way to provide variety and establish impact is to use different angles. In news broadcasts, these should be slight angles. Number one, always white balance your shots. The reason we adjust white balance is to get the colors in your images as accurate as possible. Laptops, like currently what I'm shooting on, and your smartphone will automatically white balance for you. And there are two key forms of lighting, masculine and feminine. Subject's male, you most likely want to use masculine lighting. Masculine lighting is harsher, more direct, and with females, feminine lighting is usually better. It creates softer, more delicate features. You need to watch for bright lights behind your subject. This will cause a silhouette effect. Okay, audio. Audio is extremely important. You always want to record empty sound with no one talking after or before the interview, so you can place it in if your quality is not so great. During the interview, it helps you keep the background noise all the same. When recording sound, pay attention to background noise. Don't continue taping if you hear a bird, a plane, or an automobile, or others chatting. These can definitely take away from the person who's speaking. When possible, pull your subject to a quiet area for an interview, rather than leaving them out in this trafficked area, because one of the basic programs for editing is iMovie for Mac or Movie Maker for PC. Both function basically the same and were developed for the beginner. So if you've never edited in your life, these are the programs that you should look at. They're very limited in what you can do. You'll have a single video line to work with and limited audio lines. But more advanced programs such as Final Cut, Adobe Premiere, and Sony Vegas provide more options for the editor and allow you to clean up and adjust your video and sound. For right now, to beginning level, these features aren't as necessary. Especially if you're trying to shoot something really quick on a smartphone. iMovie or Windows Movie Maker are going to be perfect for you. Okay, as for editing, transitions in news are not really common. You go with kind of the keep it simple principle. Less is more in most cases. I personally like to save transitions for pieces like charity videos, slideshows,